Hi YouTube family, how are you all doing? Welcome to Victorious Mirabel's channel. Today we are doing chin chin. Yes, we are doing chin chin. This is a Cameroonian snack, a delicacy. Oh my god, what is Christmas without chin chin? And I think most African countries also have chin chin. It could be called differently. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So I'm gonna be showing you guys what I'm gonna be using for this easy, crunchy, delicious chin chin recipe. So in this bowl, I have 5 cups of flour. Here I have a teaspoon of salt. I have 1 tablespoon of nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Here I have 3/4 cup of butter. Here I have 3/4 cup of evaporated milk. Here I have 1 tablespoon of lemon zest. Then I have 1 egg for my chin chin recipe. Yep, so let's go ahead and mix all the dry ingredients. I'm gonna go ahead with my clean hands, boil hole in the middle of my flour, and then dump all my dry ingredients. So I'm gonna be dumping all this in here, and the lemon zest in here. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this together. Oh, I almost forgot my sugar. So I'm gonna also be using a cup of sugar. You can either use 3/4 cup, a cup, or a little bit more depending on how sweet you want it to be. But in this recipe, I'm gonna be using a cup of sugar. After mixing my dry ingredients properly, I'm gonna go ahead and put in my butter, and then I'm gonna mix. So the butter is in, properly mixed. I'm gonna go ahead to add my wet ingredient, which is my egg, the egg and the evaporated milk. So let's go. So I have my egg in there and my evaporated milk. I'm gonna put this milk gradually, so I'm gonna put half first, and then I'll mix. After adding my milk, this is what my dough looks like. I'm gonna go ahead with 1 3/4 cup of water, and I'll just add the water gradually, just like I did with the milk, and mix. So after mixing properly, this is what we have as our dough, and I'm gonna be cutting my dough into smaller shapes or sizes that is gonna enable me roll easily. So you see me cutting them. So this is what our chin chin looks like after being cut. We're gonna go ahead, prep the oil and start frying. Yeah. And we're frying our chin chin on medium heat. You don't want the oil to be too hot and you don't want the oil to be too cold. If it's too hot, the chin chin is just gonna get brown immediately you put it in. And if it's too cold, your chin chin is gonna suck in the oil. So make sure your oil is on medium. Yep. So it's now golden brown. I'm gonna be taking it out because I don't want it too brown. So that's the color I want. So another secret when frying chin chin, to avoid your oil from bubbling out of the pot, avoid sprinkling too much flour when rolling and cutting. Like the flour is a trigger, it's gonna trigger your oil to bubble and overflow. So to avoid that, avoid sprinkling too much flour. Avoid, some people say avoid too much eggs. So yeah, but if you follow this recipe, you're gonna be fine. Like, you're gonna be fine. You see my oil is frying properly, it's not foaming and overspilling. Yep. Friendship, so you can play around with your chin chin while cutting. It could be maybe a family time with your kids and you help your kids just cut. Yeah, I mean kids who can handle knives or cutting objects. This is another shape and I'm gonna fry it and show you guys how it looks like. Now we're about to fry our second shape. This is the second shape of the chin chin. As I said, you can play around your chin chin. Just make it to come out whatever shape you want with your kids. So this is what our chin chin looks like. Look at the golden brown color. Oh my god. Yeah, so these are the two different shapes I made. You could make yours whatever shape you want. This chin chin is yummy. Like, it is yummy. It is yummy. Can you guys see?